Well, this might be a YouTube first. What I'm going to attempt to do is Borescope my inlet. You can see I have my scope ready to go. The light is on. I've gained access, to our engine compartment, as you see. As I always say, the most neglected maintenance on any Cayman year model type on the planet Earth is servicing your air filter. My air box was fairly clean when I got it out, and it's dry, but there are some pieces and dirt and stuff in the pleats there in the bottom. So while I have it out, I will take advantage of this situation and clean my air filter. This is, just to remind you, an AFE dry. As you can tell, completely bone dry. There is no oil residue at all. I mean, that's just road film. So I went with an oil-free, dry, reusable, cleanable air filter. It's a little dirty on that side. We'll clean her up. It's not too bad. I've had it worse. So in trying to explore on where and how to do this, I was looking at several diagrams online as far as engine, and was not finding anything. So our runners down here, I'm trying to get to the top of the cylinder heads. This is not good lighting, I do apologize. But they're way down there. That's basically the top of the cylinder. If I could point to that yellow bolt head, that's the intake down there. So I was thinking about, man, how this is the intercooler I have my laptop sitting on. Here's the throttle body right here. Get the light on there properly. That's the throttle body. And I'm like, son of a gun, how am I gonna get down into these inlets? Dumb luck. I am not joking. Check this out, y'all. So there is a line, and I don't even know what it is, and I'm trying to get my light here to do this single-handedly. I've already taken off. There's two little push pins, one on that side and one on the other. I just have it setting on there right now, and we're gonna take it off. Literally pop that joker off, and guess what? We have an access port built in, to our inlet. No kidding. And by even more dumb luck, if I can get this, my Borescope actually, fits right down inside this joker. Yep, there she goes. So, my computer's shutting down on me. Sorry, I'm talking too long. So, with this is going to be the first time I've ever done this. Again, it might be a YouTube first. I'm not certain. I don't know how this is going to go. So, if you hear any crying, please excuse me. We're going to get to see what our inlets look like at about 60,000 miles. So, with that, let's get after it. So, I have no idea which cylinder this is going to go down into intake runner. I put a pre-bend in my line here, so there is a two 90-degree turns I'm going to need to make, i.e. going in. So let's send her down in here. There she goes. All right, she's going down in there nicely. I'll try to fish her down in there. Okay, now it's black inside there, but hopefully flashing something. I have no idea where we're going. We're seeing this literally for the first time together, and I'm certain the refresh rate on it's still going. I'm still feeding. Twisting, turning, Blair Witch Project. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how this is going to turn out. It seems to be stuck on something. Let me pause and fish this around so you're not enduring all this. Stand by. All right, so as I'm working this around, what I've started here with is the back side of the throttle body. So, hey, I'm kind of jazzed about that. There's not a lot of coking on there, so I'll take that for certain. Got a couple of still photos as well. We'll try to stick in here, but yeah, that's the back of the throttle body. A little dirty, but hey, not too bad. This is the first video down inside one of the runners. I'm not exactly certain where I'm at down in the runner, but we're looking at a screw head of some sort, and you can see the carbon buildup down in the runner. So there is some carbon buildup. Whether or not it's detrimental on the actual intake valve, I'm gonna do some more poking and prodding here, but that's the first image down inside the A runner. I'm not certain exactly where I'm at right now, so I'll keep searching and see if I can't find the actual valve. I finally got past that initial screw head kind of flange area, and this is what I have down, I believe, in the valve area, but I need some help from someone who's taken these inlet runners off, who can make sense of what we're seeing here. So I think it's undoubtable that we have some coking and buildup of carbon in the intake runner. As I've been pulling the Borescope in and out, I'm getting wet, not damp, but wet oil vapor on the end of the Borescope that I have to continuously clean off. I've been at this for about an hour now. This is the best picture I have. I'll try to rotate, but there's no guarantee what's gonna happen. So I'm rotating the Borescope. I don't wanna lose it. This is the first time I've been past that first bell housing with that screw head. So undoubtedly there is carbon buildup. How much? I don't think it's extremely detrimental. Like I said, I have about 57,000 miles on the car. So at 57K, I think this is pretty sweet. So I'll keep searching to see if I can't find some more angles. In moving the probe around, or the Borescope around a little bit, I discovered that last little section was actually the outside diameter of this little bell housing inlet down into the valve area. Now I'm staring down into the abyss and I cannot get my Borescope down in there, but there is that little probe sticking out. I have no idea if that's a valve stem, but it just goes off into the abyss. I'm trying to get down inside there to get a better angle, so bear with me. Well, we're down in there, and I'm sorry to say that there is a lot of carbon buildup. You can see it all in there. I've taken a couple of photos. Hopefully I can get those in the video for you guys to dissect. I apologize for a couple of the light rings there, but that's evidenced by pushing the Borescope down in there and picking up the oil and water vapor on the end of the Borescope. But that's inside down in the inlet runner, so there's quite a bit. Again, I have about 57,000 miles on the car, and yep, that supports the fact that there's a lot of oil vapor down through the runner and having to clean off the Borescope several times. So that's it. That's down inside the inlet, and there's really gonna have to take this thing apart and do a deep cleaning to get that off, probably a walnut blast. I'm not certain that's gonna be a big planning session. I may even have to hire that out. I'm not certain, so, but you can see how gnarly it is. That is really, really pretty gnarly. Yep, right there. All right, there we go. Borescope 718, 2.5 liter. Yep. In further pursuit of air oil separator investigation and trying to diagnose any excessive oil in the inlet area, so I took off the air box. There's 3 little pins right here. There's one right here. There's one down here that it sits in, and the third one in the back, oh, excuse me, that the air box filter sits in, and it pops straight up, and you can gain access to your air oil separator back here. I took the little line off, put my pinky finger down in there, and it's really not excessively wet. I mean, this pretty clean. I was very surprised. I had one little itty bitty drop of oil come out on my pinky finger. So this line here goes to the back side of the throttle body. You know, looking down in the inlet runners, they are wet. Again, the car is 5 years old. It has 60,000 hard miles, excuse me, 57,000 hard miles on her. I do not baby her at all. And there we go, snapped it right back on. With that, so I'll get it back together. I tried to take this off and maybe gain access straight down into the inlet runner. This is our inlet runner right here. It comes in from the throttle body, which is here. And this is our oil line from the Air Oil Separator. Comes into the 90 degree, I don't know what you really call it, and then down into the intake runner. And the intakes are down there. So I was exploring this guy here, but it did not gain me any access. And these two bolts, I took these off, and that split line is not moving without disassembling everything upstream from it. So I'm not into that right now. I was able to get the Borescope down in there. Air Oil Separator is pretty dry at the top. Nothing like my 987. Oh, my 987. I had to literally shop towel out the oil in the intake. So this one is damp, I'm not gonna lie. But that Air Oil Separator line was pretty dry. So I don't think it's terribly excessive. And in my spark plug change video, if you notice, my spark plugs were dry. There was another spark plug change video for a 718, and that guy's spark plugs were black. So I would imagine he needs to investigate his Air Oil Separator, or run the car a little hotter in a higher gear at higher RPMs to keep the temperatures higher. I try to do that. I do not lug this engine, and I try to keep the RPMs up a little higher. So I don't know if that helps or not to keep the temperatures up. But with that, I'm gonna reassemble her. You seen some of the interior footage of the inlet runners. I don't know if I ever got down inside, down into the cylinder area. The length of the Borescope that I had in indicated that I did, but the evidence is clear. There is buildup in there, and it looks pretty gnarly on some of the split lines and areas within the inlet runners. So that's 57,000 hard miles on a Borescope. So if you can, try to get a better Borescope. Maybe you can show us better videos and get really down into a good picture of the backside of the inlet valves. So with that, I'll leave you and see about the next project. Out.